Mic test. Good evening, everyone. Today is Monday, May 6, 2024. The time is 6:02 p.m. This is the Community Development Corporation, our regularly scheduled meeting. 6 being after 6, call the meeting to order. We go to item 2, invocation and pledge. Mr. Milo.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for Los Fresnos and all the many people that have been involved in Los Fresnos through the years and to help make it what it is today. And thank you for the current members that serve our board today, and bless them and help them in their decisions and guide them. And we thank you for their service. Continue to bless Los Fresnos in Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to item C, Citizens Forum. I was just about to ask you if anybody signed up, and we have Mr. Gordon Capon.
Yes, sir.
You want to be a public speaker? Go ahead, sir. Kind of go over there. If it's red, it's on. Okay, if it's not, I'm going to stop you, because if it's not on, you'll need to come back here. We can all hear you, but everybody out there in the internet world cannot.
All right, try this again. So I brought a hat to the meeting tonight. It was Manuel Abrego. His son lives in this city, and they did these hats as just kind of a promotional item for that city. It's the city of Mendota in California. It's the, what is it, Cantaloupe Center of the world. Whatever is what they got their slogan on there. And he thought it would be a good idea if the city considered doing something like that to promote the city. We could do a city hat and, either selling these, like, I would buy one, it's 20, 25 bucks are hats nowadays. And that would be something that maybe we could sponsor and have at events that we help sponsor, and put forth the CDC a little bit again. And so that's just the only reason I brought that in, is bring that up and for consideration in the future. And I don't know if there's possibly a future action item or something, or agenda item. And we could talk about doing that and see what Team Graphics could come up with, or what we wanted to promote the city. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Capon. Our structure is such that we do not respond to speaker comments. However, I will say that certain items can always be an agenda item. It's just a matter of getting it on the agenda for discussion. But thank you for your comments. Anybody else sign up, Ms. Jackie? Okay, thank you again for your comments, Mr. Capon. We'll move on to items under D, action items. First item is consideration and action to approve the minutes of April 1st, 2024, and that's on page 3 of your agenda. I'm sorry, page 3 of your packet.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the minutes from April 1st, 2024.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the minutes from April 1st, 2024.
Can I get a question in on that first? On the one that was regarding consideration.
Okay, my next comment was, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Do we have any questions, comments, discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Capone. The floor is yours. Just make sure the button's on.
I'm on a roll here tonight, so. No, I just had a question on the consideration and action to approve change order number 1 for the Veterans Memorial Project. Mr. Milam explained the audio system and the original plans need not give the option to change the message, and this change order would address the issue. I thought you wanted it to have the option to change the message.
We do.
It's not really worded that way. I don't know if that's something that needs to be looked into or not.
Okay, anybody have wording, suggesting any wording to word that different so it's clear? Mr. Capone?
Yeah, so it's gonna read.
What she said, yeah.
Mr. Milam explained the audio system and the original plans did not give the option to change the message. This change order.
Thanks for your help.
Is that good enough for you?
Yes, please, yes.
Okay, there being the discussion we just had, do you want to amend your motion?
I'll go ahead and amend my motion to, regarding the Veterans Memorial Project. The correction on the explanation would be get rid of need and then just insert did. So it'd be did not give the option to change the message.
Would you like to continue with your second, Mr. Pete?
Yes, I'll go ahead and second it.
Okay, again, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from April 1st, 2024 as amended. Any further questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Going on to item 2, D2, consideration and action to acknowledge the April 2024 financial report under A, monthly, B, year-to-date, and C, sales tax report. That's page 7 of your packet. Mr. Milo.
You should have had one of these on your desk. Since it wasn't the end of the month, we couldn't give that to you yet. So you got it before you now. The first page is the check report of $17,423.34. There's no checks that are unusual, just the different business incentive grants and the normal course of business. So nothing to point out unusual. The next page is our budget report. Through April, we're 58.3% completed the year. Our two sources of revenue are interest earned and sales tax. On the interest earned so far year to date, $8,024.83, which is 80% of our budget, so we're well over that. And sales tax, we had receipts this month of $45,929.58, totaling 62.03% of our budget, so well above our projections for budgets. So revenue total so far, $824.58 is 62.34%. So doing good on the revenue side. The expenses side, there's nothing out of the ordinary. Each month I mention the special projects just because we have two that are ongoing that will actually take from our fund balance, so it'll show more than what we have available, but we do have ample fund balance that we set aside for those projects. So far to date, we're at $422,063.88, which is 71.54% of the budget. And then the next page is our sales tax report. We've had very good months until, boom, April. We were 9.25% down. 1 month doesn't scare me. We've had all very positives so far this year, and it still leaves us 10.95% above for the year, or a total of $35,523.05 above last year. So still doing good, even though we had a month that was off. And that's all the report.
Thank you, Mr. Moylum. Any questions, comments, discussion? Do I hear a motion?
No, sir. Sorry, no comments is what I was trying to say.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to consider the action to acknowledge the April 2024 financial report, A, monthly, B, year-to-date report, C, sales tax report.
And I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. We acknowledge the April 2024 financial report, A, monthly, B, year-to-date, and C, sales tax report as indicated by Mr. Milo. Any further questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor say aye.
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 Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Under item D3, consideration and action to approve a landscaping grant for Imagination Station Academy Number 6, located at 31121 State Highway 100. That's on page 8 of your packet. Do we have a report from the committee?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Myself and Mr. Capone and Claudia, we reviewed the application for the landscaping grant for the address on, for Imagination Station Academy Number 6. It all falls within the criteria, and it was awarded to, the lowest bid was $25,500 to Francisco Mendoza. CDC's portion would be, the maximum for that would be $3,750. And it was approved by us.
Thank you. Questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consideration of the landscaping grant for Imagination Station Academy Number 6, located at 31121 State Highway 100, for the amount of $3,750.
I'll second that.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. We approve a landscaping grant for Imagination Station Academy Number 6, located at 31121 State Highway 100. And the amount of that is $3,750. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Moving on to action item D4, consideration and action to approve an interior grant for Los Fresnos Pharmacy located at 810 West Ocean Boulevard. That's on page 13 of your packet. Committee report.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Myself and the committee met, regarding this request for the interior grant for the Los Fresnos Pharmacy located 810 West Ocean Boulevard. Lowest bid came in at $9,955 to Phoenix Contracting Services. City's portion would be $4,977.50 would be half of that. Committee approved. Also, it does fall within the criteria of the interior grant.
Okay, any questions, comments, discussion? Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion for consideration and action to approve the interior grant to Los Fresnos Pharmacy located at 810 West Ocean Boulevard for the amount of $4,977.50.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. We approve an interior grant for Los Fresnos Pharmacy located at 810 West Ocean Boulevard in the amount of $4,977.50. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Moving on to item D5, presentation video for Community with Opportunity campaign, and that'll be page 17 of your packets.
So you want to get them up and come over here?
Yeah, you guys want to come on this side?
You need to come so that, get your popcorn as you come by, and
It's only a minute.
I just want to remind everyone that we're not near microphones, so hold your comments till we get back to the mic so the public can hear what we're saying.
isn't it good?
My first comment is that you getting an eye exam, Jackie? Kind of looked like you. That's very good. I do have a question before I open it up to questions, comments, discussion. How long is this presentation? Okay. That would make a great commercial, except that I know that a minute commercial is kind of expensive, so. But great job. Another comment? Is it in Spanish also? That may be a consideration because of the Spanish-speaking world that surrounds us. Maybe a translated version of, not any changes to it. I think it's very well put together and formulated. It's just addressing the bilingual world that we live in. That's my comment, and I'll open it up to any other comment.
Sure, I'll make a quick comment. Just wondering, I didn't see anything captured unless I missed it twice, about the construction, the building construction, stuff like that, residential construction or anything like that. It's just something to think about, might want to add in there because we are trying to ideally bring in a little bit more business. Just something to consider. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Overall, it was a very nice video. 1 minute, it's very nice, well put together. Would this be on Facebook or how's this gonna be advertised?
Yeah, we'll use it for Facebook, social media. Even 30-minute commercials anymore are so expensive. And the percentage of people that watch local programming is very small. The reach is not near what it is on social media anymore. About the best time is your 10 o'clock news time frame is when people turn into local channels versus the array of cable channels that are before us anymore. So, but it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, social media is free, that's true.
Any further comments?
I was going to say, I don't know, I know that some schools in their football fields or scoreboards will have commercials. I don't know, since we have Los Fresnos in there, then maybe, I don't know what the rates are and so forth, but I know that that's done quite often in the football stadiums, and maybe that's a place where it could get a little exposure too.
I liked it very much. You all did a great job. Thank you.
Yes, awesome job. The only thing, Jackie, you guys have a lot going on in the city. Maybe adding the community events that you have. I'm not quite sure what audience you're trying to target, but you guys have a lot going on. Every weekend there's something going on. So that would really draw, it's a family-oriented city.
I have some comments. It's kind of like a ring that, a rock that hits water makes rings, and then the outer ring, a bigger ring. This is the center ring for Los Fresnos as a community. It's the pitch and the cell for our community in general. And I think an outer ring, or if you want to do it backwards, another ring would be the community development aspect of it. Maybe one that addresses just community development. And then another one is, like you say, maybe another ring, inner or outer, whatever, that addresses our community, the events that are available and something like that. Especially if we don't go commercial, TV, anything like that, that would be expensive. If we go just within the social media, where we are only going to spend our production cost to produce that, and the rest, I think, is free. Unless I'm wrong, I'm not into social media, but I think our postings would be free. And then if we get, of course, a Spanish one, that would even be better. But I think all the ideas are good. I think it's a great job of putting something very coherent, very complete statement about our community in 1 minute and 60 seconds, which is a job, a chore in itself. So it's a great job by everyone involved. My hat's off to you, my respects. Great job, and I think this is not just one shot at it. This is the first shot at it. and our next ones will get bigger and better. Those are my comments.
The postings are free. You can buy advertising to where you can specify who you want it to target. And those cost money, not lots of money like television does, but it does cost. So we don't have a target group necessarily right now. There might be in the future. I do like the idea of maybe we do a 30-second with the economic development that goes in business and maybe residential together or maybe separate, and then all of the events, what you mentioned, quality of life, and I think it touches both of those that could go into more detail. And she already had some ideas anyway, so.
I agree with that, and I would like to further say that, based on what you just said, is another thing we can do, I would like to see every meeting that we have that's publicized. For example, I wouldn't have a problem, and it's not on the agenda, so I'll be brief, but, and we'll open it up for discussion, but I wouldn't have a problem every meeting that we have starting out, well, with the invocation and the pledge, of course, but then a short little 1-minute presentation for everybody that's out there. It's a free shot at the internet. But maybe that should be on the agenda, and maybe something the city can do at the beginning of their meeting, and the Parks Board, everybody that has a meeting. Plus, I'm gonna add to that, maybe this is about our community, and our community is, a big part of it is the school district. Maybe the school district can join us, since a lot of what's said here is about the school. Maybe their meetings maybe we can talk to someone about having this at the beginning of their meetings, because they reach a very large crowd. So anyway, that's my comment.
It'll turn into a 1-hour commercial instead of 1 minute.
The sad part about everything you said is only we heard it. And I'll try to paraphrase what Jackie said for the benefit of those that are out there in the media world and the social media. Basically, this is just a beginning effort. It's going to expand. It could possibly develop into sections of the city. It brings out every section, a cross-section of our city. It's not a complete cross-section, but in very general terms, it's very accurate. And of course, it can be used many ways to expand our media base. In a nutshell, I think that's what Jackie said. Okay, this is a presentation, so it's not an action item. Is that correct, Mr. Mon? Okay, moving on to item E, job well done, by the way. E1, report by CDC consultant. One, CDC consultant report, April 2024, business and resident site information, R&D business outreach, and sponsored promotion. It's on page 18 of your packet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and board members. Again, thank you very much for your support, and my 2 cents as a consultant on that video, it's excellent. Hopefully we can do one on economic development to businesses and other industries out there that are looking for sites in the future. As you can see, the economic climate of April through our permitting office, our one-stop shop here of information, was very good. And you can see the inquiries on homes and business sites were up. The new and expanding commercial business permits were up. The total new brick homes and construction were up. A little light on home frames, wooden frame homes. That's what we call that, affordable homes. And of course, that's basically how we all grew up in wood frame homes, et cetera. And duplexes also have flattened out. One point you all made that during the earlier was that the sales tax change. I think as an economist, one of the things that I look at in the first quarter of this year and into April is that it's also a tax period. And in January, starting February, many people get their returns on income, the income tax, and spending goes up, et cetera, and then businesses and others pay, as myself, in April. So, you know, you also have to look at the factors of the community, how it operates economically. But anyway, those are just an assumption that I'm giving you, that what happens in the first quarter of every year. The R&D and outreach that we've been doing, I've had 2 inquiries and working with small businesses or business interests, one locally and one that's coming in from out of town, that want to sit down on developing a new business project. The one was in a 504. If you want more information, I have a cut sheet of how the 504 works in terms of actually sitting down. They came down and visited with a small business in our office here at City Hall, and we came up with a strategy finance plan for them. I won't give you the interest rates or anything, but if you want information, we do have a cut sheet, as we call it in the business of, you know, developing a business plan for building, land and building, what it would cost for a monthly payment and payout. We're also preparing the request to USDA to qualify the entire USDA and any other agency including the opportunity zones of the governor's office, to make a pitch to make the entire city limits and its ETJs into potential, to participate in their USDA and other programs available, opportunities, expanding the opportunities that are available out there. And of course, this summer, one of the projects, normally the way the office works with the city manager and the chamber, we have one full-time student intern. That's full-time, up to 20 hours a week. That's from here. and we have one that's going to College, she's going to UTRGV, one from College Station, also from here. And during her break, she'll be here May 13th for the summer break, and we're going to be working on this project, the one for elderly grants that are available to USDA. We'll give you a little cut sheet in terms of how that's going to work next time, but they're already starting up to lay out the plan, discuss it with the city manager, what we'll be doing, plus other things. This is just the larger time-consuming items that we're going to do. I will be attending several summits and meetings, et cetera, throughout the region and meeting with others to see what other opportunities are in economic development coming into this fall. As you understand, the federal government works from June 1st to, and their fiscal year starts, I think, July 1st, something like that. Anyway, it starts somewhere in December. And we are developing projects and messages toward congressmen, et cetera, on what our needs are in infrastructure and economic development and some of these items we just discussed here. And finally, we had a great 2 events that well attended, well supported by community. But one of the things that was outstanding and is outstanding about this community and its area and school district that helped us on these 2 events was the student support and volunteers from the HOSA, which is Health Occupation Student Association, and the Interact, which is a subpart of the adult Rotary. They are the youth Rotary, I call them, and we had over 51 volunteers for both activities. The mayor and the city manager have signed these appreciation certificates, and we'll be delivering on behalf of CDC and the city and the one-stop community center that we have for economic development and City Hall to these youth for their help. There were a lot of help, and hopefully that's one of the things that we need to continue to beat the drum on. Also, the volunteerism we have as yourselves and our youth for the continuing throughout the next generation as well. That's all my report. Look forward to continue working with you.
Thank you for your report, Mr. Martinez. Before we move on to item F, I want to go back to item D5 because of an inadvertent omission. It's not on the packets, but in the introduction to the packets, we failed to recognize that Shane Peterson worked on this with Jackie. It was a co-effort by them, and we want to recognize and also thank Shane Peterson for the work that was done on this. We're very grateful, and we look forward to the next promotion. Anyway, now we're going to move on to item F1, report by General Manager under A, Veterans Memorial. That's on page 20 of your packet.
I don't have any update. They continue to say they're working on the updated plan so that the contractor can start back to work. Just hope that happens pretty soon. So,
I have an update. They took down 2 of the pillars in the middle. As I drive by every day, I can see. And of course, that's already been reported by you that there's some changes because of the location. So, but anyway, that's a progress being made. Does that conclude your report, Mr. Mata?
yes, sir.
Okay. Without further ado, going to item G. Under item G, meeting adjourned. The time is 6:41.